Your metabolism is not broken, and I know that's not what you want to hear because having a slow metabolism is the easiest excuse in the fitness industry. It means it's not your fault, it means your genetics screwed you, and it means no matter what you do, you're fighting a losing battle. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The average difference between a fast and slow metabolism between two normal people is only 100 to 200 calories. That is one granola bar. And if you're carrying more body fat right now, your metabolism is likely to be faster than a leaner person's, not slower. More tissue, even fat tissue, costs energy to maintain. So if metabolism isn't the problem, then what is? Stick around because by the end of the video, you're going to know exactly why slow metabolism is never the real issue and what's been actually driving the number on the scale this entire time. What is the actual problem that we are trying to fix here? You are trying to lose weight, but it seems like nothing is working. You've done the diets, you've done the hard work, you've eaten clean for a couple of days, a couple of weeks, only to weigh yourself a week later and end up weighing the same, if not even more than you did before. It's very common for people starting out losing weight to actually make negative progress, but that's all part of the process. And I can very much so empathize with that first portion of fat loss where you feel like you're going in circles and not making any progress, because I was in the exact same spot. I was always the fatter kid, and I would always watch my friends who seemingly were eating so much more food than I was. They were having these huge ridiculous meals. They could have all the candy they want and they would still be far skinnier than me, where in my head I was eating pretty clean. I was eating rice, I was eating beef, I was eating my vegetables, and everything was on point. But how come these other people who seemingly were eating so much more food than me and so much less healthy not put on as much fat as I was putting on? What you need to realize is that this is not your fault. This is the myth that we all fell for. Trying to fix our metabolisms has cost us so much goddamn time and put money into the pockets of people who are frankly scamming us. And I believed this too when I was losing weight. I just thought that my genetics weren't cut out for it. And I was stuck in this negative loop until I stumbled upon something quite interesting. Nearly 2 decades ago, research was actually done on the human metabolism and how much it differs from person to person. And the conclusion that they got out of this was that 68% of people fall into a 200 calorie difference of metabolism. In practical terms, that means that almost every single human in the world burns 1,800 to 2,000 calories per day. That's the difference of like 3 Oreos. Now, taking that even further, 96% of all human beings on the earth burn between 1,700 calories and 2,300 calories. That is a 600 calorie difference, or around 2 to 3 slices of pizza. So what does that tell us? Metabolic rate, how fast your metabolism is, makes a very minimal difference as to whether you gain weight or lose weight. And even if your metabolic rate is slower, you can compensate that by eating lower calories. So before we jump into any action plans, let's make sure we actually understand how this works. What are the 3 hard truths that we can take away from this? Truth number 1, metabolic variance between people is typically small, 1 to 200 calories, and not the drastic 500 to 1,000 calories that people imagine. Meaning that metabolic rate makes a small impact on weight loss. Truth number 2, resting energy expenditure scales with body mass. Heavier people generally burn more calories at rest than skinnier people. If you are a bigger human being, you have a faster metabolism than someone who is small. And truth number 3, the biggest lever that you can pull for fat loss is the amount of food that you are consuming. How many calories you take in is the best and biggest bang for your buck variable that you can control when losing weight. So what can you take away from this video practically? One thing that's going to change once you stop blaming your metabolism is you're going to actually start seeing fat loss for what it is. It's your food and lifestyle choices. So what I want you to do for the next 7 days, if you're actually not watching this just for entertainment, just to get a quick dopamine hit, to feel like you're making progress, I want you to track your food honestly for 7 days straight. See how many calories you're actually eating. Now, how do you do this? Weigh out your food, search up how many calories that amount of food has, and write it down. Or you can just use a calorie tracking app like MyFitnessPal. After a week, get the average caloric intake of your days. If you are genuinely eating under 2,000 calories and you can't seem to lose weight, then maybe go get it checked out by a doctor. But 9 times out of 10, people are going to find that they are way underestimating their caloric intake and actually eating far more than they imagined in their heads. So if you end up doing this action step after a week, come back, shoot down in the comments how many calories you were eating per week. It'd be quite interesting to see what you guys figure out. And if you want more personal help from me, press the first link in the description, join our community. I will one-to-one help you lose weight. Consider subscribing to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video.